Hi y'all, Jordan Schlacey, Joe & Co, bringing you Should I Live in an HOA in Houston, Texas? So I have notes as always. We have numbered 1 through 10. So HOAs are a really important characteristic of why the Houston area and the Houston suburbs are so amazing. So not just the suburbs have HOAs, but even inner city Houston has HOAs as well. HOAs within the heart of Houston lend to some really cool areas. So I will link to some of those down below. When you start seeking out an area that doesn't have an HOA, you are going to probably end up with neighbors that don't have the same lifestyle as you. So that's really important to keep in mind. Think of HOAs as protection for keeping the area amazing. So the reason why you purchase that area probably is because it has an HOA. Think as HOAs as a tiny little government that keeps the area amazing. They really aren't that bad. They lend in keeping up the standards of that area. So very simple. So when people talk about HOAs, the things they don't like are probably like the Karens or getting into trouble by the HOA when it comes to deed restrictions. HOA violations might include like if you painted your fence black and they're all supposed to have like a certain stain on them, or not even allowed to have a stain, or roofs aren't allowed to be green, they're only allowed to be like these 4 different shades, fences are supposed to be a certain height. You're not allowed to have your trash cans in front of your driveway. You're not allowed to have your trash cans down in the street earlier than say 6 p.m. the night before. There's all these little itty bitty rules, but I've always lived in an HOA and it's never bothered me. So I make assumptions that you probably could live with them too. The biggest reason why most people try to avoid HOAs, in my experience, is because they're trying to have a boat or an RV in their driveway. There are some neighborhoods that allow storage for these types of vehicles on property. So this is something I can help you look into if that's the reason why you're trying to avoid an HOA. If you want to live on land and be totally unrestricted, I totally understand. We personally own 2 pieces of property that are considered unrestricted. Now, if you forget to mow the grass at one of them, we do get a letter from the city. So you really can't escape rules. So again, personally, I'm not bothered by them. So I've already gone over some deed restrictions. You can gain access to deed restrictions before you purchase a property. So if you're really worried, I can look these up for you and email them over to you. Most neighborhoods have them online. Not all of them, but most of them. And then if you look at the deed restrictions for a given property, then you can have expectations and you can see if those expectations are met, but after looking at the deed restrictions. I'm probably not making sense now, but so should I live in an HOA in Houston, Texas, in the suburbs, in this area? I personally encourage it if it meets what you're looking for. So everyone has different expectations and different thoughts, and anyways, those are my 2 cents. I get so many people asking me about HOAs and telling me they don't want to live within one, but then they also list out all these other things they want, and the 2 don't normally match up. So HOAs are good in my opinion. If you want more information about HOAs or relocating to Houston, please reach out to me. I have tons of wonderful information. This is a cute little flyer we made recently. This one talks about the Woodlands, and we have your next steps. Down below, you have a whole bunch of links to downloads and your next steps. We have our Moving to Texas ebook. This is obviously not the ebook, but we have an ebook version of this. We have a whole bunch of local maps for Houston. So the link for these are down below, or I can mail them to you. So tons of amazing neighborhoods and communities here in the Houston suburbs. Jordan Schlacey, Joe & Co Realty Group. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye guys.